Ever wonder what your day would be like with Boom Radio? Yep, us too. We don't think about nightmares.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the BoomBar on Boom Radio NG, reaching you from chill Lagos. My name is Shola Rogers.
And my name is Ola Joluko. Sorry. It is a wonderful day today. It is Thursday, if I'm correct. I don't know why I was actually thinking today was Friday. For the life of me. Since yesterday I thought today was Friday. But it is Thursday, and it is a very interesting day today. We're going to be talking about a few things at the bar this very interesting afternoon. The courts have still not stopped sacking people.
Apparently,
the labor unions definitely have some things up their sleeves that there's been a lot of reactions coming from. There's also a few stories here and there. If time permits us, we would also take a few sports stories and, just enjoy the show today, basically. So sit back, relax, and let's get right into the show. Interestingly, we're starting from the angle of the courts. So for me, let me first give a preamble. Let's put it this way. So first things first, appeal court has sacked a few people a few days ago. Even as of today, they're still sacking people. Yesterday, we had announced there was talks of the senators that are being sacked. Now it looks like it's a lot of torn of the people on the House of Representatives, as according to last count for something like Plateau State, about 3 people have been sacked. Also, there was news reaching today that an Abia rep member had been sacked for certificate forgery and all that. So there's been, even though I'm wondering, like, those kind of things, after sacking people like that, shouldn't there be like a criminal investigation into those things? But anyway, the main gist that I brought all that preamble, I just just want to dive into it like that. The original gist is that one of the people that were sacked in Plateau State, really, Dachong Musa Bagos, while getting interviewed today, he got sacked yesterday, representing the Jos South and Jos East Federal Constituency, making a reaction to his sack. And we all know that, for people that do not know, the appeal court is the highest level of court for assembly matters, House of Assembly, the national and the state houses of assembly. He has said that there are 4 persons in his constituency that died of shock because the Court of Appeal sacked him. Like, they just, oh my God.
they just upped and went away.
He was such a savior,
He was a man of the people.
He was, the man after the hearts of the people. It was such that, that people just died of shock. If that is not the most hilarious thing I've heard today, somebody else should bring something on. Because, before we go to the show, remember I said that it's almost like Nigerian politicians literally just, you think that you've seen clownery, and then they just stop it every single time.
I'm not even sure it's a Nigerian thing. I think it's all about politicians world over, and especially in Africa. You know, there was a story that we carried a couple of months ago about one politician in an African country that had actually installed a water, system for his villagers. And when he lost the election, he went
He went to retrieve it.
yeah, he went to uninstall the whole thing, took the tank, took everything away. He took everything away.
But the very interesting thing, how you would wonder, like, was it ever yours, really and truly?
And maybe he used his funds. Maybe he used his funds trying to curry favor. Maybe. But the reason why I brought that is you say, is it the same? It is the same. It shows you the extent politicians would go to. For instance, how would you claim on national television to the whole world? Like, at times, I'm happy that some of the things that happen in Nigeria does not get into mainstream news. Like, for instance, when something happened in Leeds and someone got stabbed, it's in the mainstream. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah. It's world news.
It's world news. But I'm happy that some of the things
don't
happen
get
in
into
they're
world
not
news.
because it could
it's clownery.
it could actually make us all look stupid, like we all look foolish. So now that the government wants to do digital recording of births and deaths and all of that, maybe they need to go and start from this person's constituency. At least we'll be able to ascertain that he has counted 4 people who died. Like
according to him, he said that the sack is like a military coup, that the people have started losing hope in the system. According to him, he said, and I quote, "I was court-martialed yesterday. What happened was just like a military coup. From the reaction you're just seeing from the street after sacking 7 national assemblies, all of them are from PDP. You all know that all of us won our elections with different margins. Mine was 60-something thousand. So now, he's not only accusing the court, he's saying that it is politically motivated.
That's why he's insinuating.
He's insinuating that, but it started from the fact that people died of shock.
Yeah. Let's look at the political insinuations and everything, or generally at the way the judiciary has been drawing a lot of flack lately. I think it's time for them to react. I think it's time for them to respond and maybe clear their names or, lay down the marker or something, because it's becoming normal now for everybody that loses an election and goes to court and loses again in court to allege that the so-called judges that you were hoping would do something for you, they don't go, the result doesn't go your way. You start to say that it's a court martial. That's you saying that they didn't follow the rules of the civil.
So why did you go to court?
That's
it's interesting. Now, there's a lot of allegations around it. Now, in Plateau State, actually, 2 out of 3 senators got sacked. 5 House of Representative members also got sacked. Interestingly, they're all PDP. My question is not even the fact that they're PDP. My question is that, doesn't that, to a large extent, I'm just saying that this is my own reaction to it, say that the elections in that state, isn't that an indication that the whole election in the state was flawed?
Mm-hmm. That's why it points to, or that it was skewed.
That's what I'm saying.
A certain
side. If courts are sacking all of you this much, keep in mind, these same courts have also sacked APC members, they've sacked Labour Party members, but I'm not sure that, especially in one state, is this much.
There's something wrong, and the fact that it affects one party, like, collectively shows just maybe it was their party that was up to a lot of hanky-panky in that particular state.
It kind of looks like there's just I don't know. It's really, I personally feel that it's something that maybe INEC needs to look into. I get it that whatever it is that they're supposed to so according to according to what we checked, there are 9 House of Rep members in the state.
In Plateau State.
In Plateau State. There are 9 seats. 5 have been sacked. There are 3 senators in the state. to have been sacked. From the presidential election results to the House of Rep, that election that happened on February 25th, it's an indication. I know that I probably never look through it again, but I think that it's something that INEC needs to look into. The security agencies need to look into what happened in Plateau State.
Yeah, because this is a lot. This is
It
what
is not making
percentage
sense.
of
Exactly.
members of the House of Assembly does this come to when you lose 2 of 3 senators and 5 of 9 House of Rep members? 5 of 9 is already over 50%.
Yeah.
You know.
2 of 3 is 75%.
Yeah. So if you add it up together, you know, you're talking about over 60% average of elective seats that were given to
So
one
the
side.
story is that really what
Actually
actually
led
went
to
down.
this.
Exactly.
And why do the courts feel comfortable, you know, kicking every single one of these guys out?
You know, different stories, which I would say, because I think that for a long time the courts have issues. Yes, we cannot lie, they're human beings as well, but I feel that over the years the judiciary has grown. If we had judiciaries that were always at the beck and call of who is at the top, or the president, or the ruling party, I don't think we will have off-cycle elections. The reason why we have off-cycle elections is because sitting governors, some as much as 3 years have been on seat, got sacked. It's not a matter of what's it called. That's where I'm drawing strength from the fact that everybody cannot just go about castigating the judiciary. We will not have off-cycle elections at all. We never used to have these things until maybe like 15 years ago. Everybody's election was the same up until when courts started bouncing people one by one. Then it was obvious, this thing is possible. It's the same one. Everybody has something to say. It's the same elections that are bounced, maybe ACN for PDP governors. It's the same one that are bounced PDP governors for ACN governors. It's the same one that has bounced PDP governors for APGA in the case of like Peter Obi.
Yeah, twice.
So we cannot say because the day it doesn't go our way, then there's a problem with the judiciary.
Yeah. Isn't it strange that, you know, we have quite a number of states that fall into that category, and there's nothing we can do about it. There's constitutionally, you cannot align their elections with the rest of the elections we have in Nigeria, and that's the way it's going to be until something different happens, you know. But having said all of this, the onus is on INEC, you know, to clean up their acts.
Like what kind of elections are you conducting?
They screen people, yet still people get sacked for things that INEC should have screened them for.
Exactly.
You know, then the parties themselves, the political parties, are their own problems. How well are you screening your own candidates also? Your internal, you know, system is supposed to
because at times I think that these things are really embarrassing.
The party ends up losing out.
Yes, they end up losing out in the long run. So how is this? Take for example, so in Abia State, the appeal court in Lagos sacked Honorable Emeka Nnamani of the Labour Party as a member representing Aba North and South Federal Constituency, declaring Alex Ikwe-Che, I don't know how that is pronounced, Ikwe-Chegi of the All Grand Progressives Alliance, APGA, and they are declared him winner of the February 25 general elections. According to them, they're saying that the court was upholding the ruling of the tribunal that Honorable Nnamani was convicted of forging a University of Port Harcourt degree certificate in 2015 and was consequently barred from seeking public office for 10 years.
From 2015?
Exactly.
And this is 2023 and it's still contested, starting in 2022.
Yes.
He wasn't even qualified to contest until 2025.
So, which
Shouldn't INEC know that?
That's always my issue. Like, you tell people to submit their credentials. Why are people submitting credentials if you are not going to
go and verify?
If you are not going to verify what they're doing? What screening did the Labour Party do for their candidates? And then INEC, you claim to be an umpire. What's the point? Like, really and truly, that's where I'm coming from. Like, somebody somewhere needs to sit INEC down. Y'all are not doing your jobs. I said it here before. I feel that a lot of things, if INEC can do their jobs as at when due, a lot of elections, a lot of tribunals will not even happen, because this kind of person will not even contest in the first place.
So maybe the Electoral Act needs to be tweaked again to allow a bigger window for submission of documents. Do you understand? Like, you know that you cannot campaign until a certain number of months to the election, right? And the electoral process does not start until a certain period when the government says so. So maybe they should increase that scope, the scope of these elections, so that INEC would have ample time to screen with the help of the law enforcement agencies.
And then you come and you say that you're supposed to monitor elections on the day of day of primaries. What are you now doing? Like, what exactly do you people do? It doesn't make any sense. Any which way, we will see where all this is going. But
so back to it again before we leave this matter. At this point, this segment that we're about to leave, we have talked extensively about the electoral reforms that we require in Nigeria, majorly inspired by a certain former House of Reps member, something Bagos, who claims that because it was removed by the court, 4 people died of shock.
He gave an example how a
nursing
mother that heard this story and slumped and died in the hospital.
And said the woman was hypertensive. We actually did not bother to verify. We didn't bother to fly to Jos because these things are far-fetched, and honestly, it's risky.
Are you a husband?
But I can bet.
Are you a husband?
I can bet that this is one of those stories that never happened. On today's episode of Something That Never Happened, featuring Honorable Bagos.
Are we joking? Let's stop over here.
4 people, and we need to get to a point where we're able to nip these things in the bud.
Like, you get it. You want to create some sensationalism. Okay, uncle, you have been sacked. There's nothing that's going to happen anymore. Go home. Collect your L in peace and go. I beg. Any which way, so since we're talking about elections, on Saturday is the Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa off-cycle governorship elections. They all seem to have their drama at the moment. Everybody is, at the moment it seems to really be bad for Imo State, as the Labour is really having issues with them. But before we get to that, I just wanted to put some things out there. The FRSC has deployed 1,500 personnel for this. The police had also announced that and a lot of things. The DSS has also cautioned against inflammatory statements ahead of the elections. The truth is that, do those things ever stop?
No.
I don't think it's ever really going to stop.
Even looking at the number of personnel that the Federal Road Safety has deployed, I'm like, okay, that is an average of 500 per state. Is that all? Or are those people going to be additional to the number of road safety personnel who are already in
there? I don't know. I know that yesterday was news about NSCDC deploying 20-something thousand people to these 3 states.
Now you're talking.
The police is, and I'm like, okay.
The DSS is deploying.
Anybody just decide, because really, actually, maybe not Bayelsa and them, maybe recently Imo State, but Kogi State has always had not very peaceful elections. They're one of the people that we can say.
Is that me?
No, I don't know who has that. I don't know who that is. Where is that coming from?
Okay.
think that's you. So, Kogi State has seemed to not have very peaceful elections. So I get it. And there's going to be, obviously, the fact that everybody is not having elections. I will not be surprised if, especially with PDP and APC that have a number of governors, there are going to be probably a lot of governors on ground in those states and all that. So it makes sense to have those number of people, in security personnel in those states. I just hope that everything is done properly at that point. Also, news today has said that the Inspector General of Police had ordered deployments and redeployments. He had redeployed 14 AIGs and he has also redeployed 26 commissioners of police.
And still staying with the off-cycle elections coming up in Nigeria, the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, has warned the ruling APC to stay away from rigging. Like, do not attempt to rig any election in any of these 3 states. As it stands now, in 2 of the states, the APC has a sitting governor, while the PDP has one. But in Imo State, where the APC holds sway at the moment, we don't know what's going to happen at the elections. There's a third force there. There's a Labour Party candidate who is also really coming out strong and all. So that is that. But in places like Bayelsa, yes, Bayelsa State, they actually have a third force too, but it has not been as...
Even in Kogi, it's not as...
They have not been as vocal. But in Kogi, they have SDP.
Yeah.
Who actually... Yeah. The governorship candidate SDP has been very vocal, very prominent, very, out there. But it's still like a straight battle between the PDP and the APC. So the PDP is telling the APC, because you have the center and you have these governors here, but that doesn't mean anything. Do not rig. It's a good call by them, and let's hope that like these elections will be take
everybody's advice.
It will be about people, abiding to the rules of engagement.
Everybody take your own advice. And anyway, moving on from that, and still talking a little bit of election, because it looks like it's going to dovetail back into Imo State and the elections. This morning, news broke that the NLC and TUC members decided to ground activities at the Abuja airport.
Yeah.
Now, they're still supposed to be protesting the beating of the NLC chairman, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that's what they're fighting for.
If I am correct, they had grounded airport activities and aviation activities and even power in Imo State, where the incident happened. They had announced that on Tuesday that they're going on strike from Tuesday. Yeah. Please, someone should please explain or make it make sense why it is okay. See, and this is not even just an NLC or TUC thing. And I remember I said this as far back as even NSAS, how you're going to protest and how we feel that it is okay to disrupt other people's lives, disrupt their plans, disrupt everything just because you want to make a statement to the government that the truth of the matter is your so-called protest is not affecting.
Yeah. So a part of me is tempted to say that there's a lot of politics involved. I've said it more than once. Oh, yeah. I've said it more than once. They have denied it. The TUC and NLC have said that, for instance, Tony Achero was not in Imo for any political reason.
Yeah, right. Well, after the NLC resident in Imo State has said that they do not have any issues with the government.
And even there was a court order, but hey, you're labor, so you can disrespect and disobey court orders. Now, this powerful cartel, I'm going to call them a cartel for now, seems to be spoiling for some kind of fight.
Yeah.
It looks like they're just really going to latch on to
They're
any
looking
excuse.
for,
Like
it was almost
once-
like they didn't get the reaction that they're looking for, so
Mm-hmm.
they need to get that reaction out of people.
So, if you ask anybody in Imo State as we speak, they will tell you that life has been hellish there since yesterday, especially when it comes to the supply of electricity. You know, so they're going to extend that to the rest of the country from Tuesday next week. That's what they're telling you. So, and look, I don't trust this guy. So this is a public service announcement. You all go and show up, you know, and buy food and stuff that you're going to keep in your house, you know.
To be
'cause
honest, I don't think
I don't-
that I see.
I don't know how far they will go.
Yeah.
But they seem to, you see, cutting off the national grid was a dangerous thing. Nobody used to try it. But this set of labor people, they don't waste time. They did it recently.
Yeah, they did it recently. They're very quick to shut down the aviation. So I'm guessing that they have members there and they just tell the members to
Yeah,
stop work,
picket the
down
place or
tools and
pull
all
out,
that.
you know.
So now, according to the presidency, which is a statement from Bayo Ononuga, an essay to the president, I think on information and strategy, has said that the NLC president is playing partisan politics and saying and lying about fighting for workers. That's the way it looks. Also, the Minister of Aviation reacting to obviously it is his ministry and it is an international airport, is sending warnings to labor leaders. He was talking about how they're being partisan and this is really all about. And keep in mind, this person I remember he was a Minister of State for Labor. So he's really had like a lot of run-ins with them. And I was still like, make it make sense. You already did whatever you're doing in Imo State a few days to an election. You're already doing what you're doing. You already said you're going to strike. Maybe they're waiting. Maybe they were expecting the government to say, come and beg them that please don't. So maybe because they didn't get a reaction, what is the point of today's protest? Like, okay, we get it. Somebody got beaten up. It's not good for him to get beaten up. Even though this claim of beating, you are making it seem like he broke his hand. This person had a black eye. Looks like he got really hit. It got slapped. Not saying that is a good thing, but it is what it is. Like I said before, get to the courts and sue people. In fact, sue the presidency. Nobody is going to stop you. But now disrupting people's lives. I can imagine people that will have to get out or people that want to come in and people missing their flights just because one person got beaten. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, they say an injury to one is an injury to all.
You're right.
This injury also concerns every Nigerian, you know, that the leader of the labor movement in Nigeria was physically assaulted. It's a wrong thing to have happened. Whoever did it should be brought to book. Whoever did it, you know, these days there's videos and evidence. So if there's anybody out there in Imo State that has proof of what happened and how it happened, please make it available to the police or the DSS so that they can take it up and deal with those individuals. And if they were sent by someone, let them confess. There's a way government will get them to talk or the police will get them to talk, not government now. Because apparently they're alleging that the government was involved. So taking that into cognizance, hopefully
And
this
this
police will be able
part
to
of the
deliver
people
on
that
this.
you are disturbing or disrupting the lives are so-called workers that you claim you're fighting for. It doesn't make any sense. I'm just saying my own opinion, but it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, former CBN governor Godwin Emefiele is finally home from his long vacation. After 151 days in detention, that's like almost like, okay, that was like just a few days after the inauguration now.
Yeah.
That was like in June. Oh, wow. That's a very long time. time away from home.
It is.
That's a long holiday. That's
It
a long
is.
holiday.
Really? And there are people
That's
who've
like
been
5
there
months.
longer.
That's like 5 months.
And there are people who've been there longer.
As you know, as the governor, you know the kind of place he will leave and kind of, so that maybe sun does not touch his body. Anyway, so it looks like he didn't get rearrested. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But he's back in court next week. For the sake of not having drama, I really hope that he doesn't, how do I say it now? I really hope that he's not missing by next week.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of not having drama.
I'm not a big fan of Mr. former CBN governor. Funny how to even mention his name at times, That's how painful it is for me. But you see, we should stop this thing about just arresting people perpetually and locking them up, with the so-called powers that we have, because we feel that those people are powerless or their powers are not as much as ours. So we need to stop it completely. You don't lock up someone for 151 days and you still don't have a case against the person.
So
and he even said that he had not been served. He has not been served.
He said he had not been served.
So where's the case?
Back in court. That's the EFCC, not the DSS, because I know that there are stories with the DSS already. So we will see where that is going. According to the story, they said that there were fears of him getting rearrested. It would have been a very nice sight, though. But let me just mind my business at the moment. But anyway, he's back in his house. Hopefully, he doesn't get arrested or he doesn't fly away.
Yep. The lawyers have stood as guarantors for him. So
I think people that actually do those things, except you're guilty of something, it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. But what do I know? Anyway, quickly, let's move on from that. The Minister of Powers ordered investigation into a 5-year license extension that electricity distribution companies have. And we know that for the past few days, there's been a lot of talk about
licenses have expired or about to expire.
A lot of talks of the works that they do and how they're giving power to the country. And I think it makes a lot of sense, especially in a lot of all these big sectors in the country. There's a lot of things that people allege, a lot of cartels and, all those things. And really, things need to work smoothly. We can't continue like this just because some people or some power that is there that just happens. But anyway, we'll see where all the drama from
the thing is, who gave them the 5-year renewal?
Yeah.
How did they get it? Because I was looking forward to an opportunity for government to reassess
what it is that they're
what
doing.
These people have done, because some of these companies do not even deserve to return. And they already
remember, some of them have already been taken over by banks and all that.
And they already have 5-year renewals. How?
Yeah. We'll definitely follow the story and see where it goes quickly. There are a few other stories I just wanted to get some stories out of it. Also, coming from the CBN now, the CBN have announced that all banknotes remain legal tender. Remember that there was a court case that had mandated the then administration and the administration of the CBN then that the old money remains legal tender till December. Obviously, the new money is still not in that much circulation yet. And of course, it's getting closer. And the CBN is talking about people now beginning to hoard money again, little by little. And hold the new naira in anticipation of that. They're now saying that until the money gets round and everything is mopped up officially, even after December 2023, every single naira that you see, every original naira that you see, still remains legal tender.
Yeah, that's good news. Again and again, we're going to sound like broken records at the bar here. We say it over and over again. You can change currency without making it difficult for people. You understand? Even if there's going to be a timeline, it shouldn't be this draconian 2 weeks, 2 months situation. It could be over a couple of years and say that for the next 3-4 years, we're going to phase out this set of bills and bring in a newer, better designed bill and all of that, with more security
because the truth
features.
remember that there are no new. I remember that when they wanted to change money, or I think it was when the new 500 and 1,000. Remember that there were talks of there are now new security features on money and all that. All they did to this one was just change the color.
I remember a line from Olamide Muleniko Palaruko Daye. Like, what that means in English is that I can actually have them, soak it in paint and dye it. And that's what they did. Like, change the color, the same design, the same everything. I even saw better designs online. Like, some Nigerians took it upon themselves, to design a nicer
I think
currency.
it was not a good look on the CBN governor, and it wasn't a good look on the
and it also shows that there was a motive behind the CBN wanting to change money at that time. It was more or less like
it wasn't a well thought out plan.
It was so rushed that they couldn't even redesign, and they call it a Naira redesign.
Yeah, it wasn't.
What
are
you redesigning when you are just changing color? Like, you're just changing color. What's that? Nigeria is color coding money, and I think it's even just costing us money. It's costing us.
Why are we color? True, Sha. Why can't everything all be
same thing,
color?
same color, different denomination?
Nobody is blind. You can see 10, you can see 50, you can see 1,000.
They don't call it the greenback for nothing. Look at the dollar. It's when you see $1 and when you see $10.
You are not blind. The minute you see you can see.
Why are we color coding?
Why are we color coding anybody?
Is it monopoly?
Any which way, actually, it's monopoly that has different colors of money. Any which way, moving on from that, and we're going interestingly, Zamfara government and the former governor, Matawalle. There seems to be an ongoing role between them. I think the governor is PDP, yeah? The former governor was PDP.
Governor Dauda Lawal.
Yeah, that moved. And there's been a lot of drama, allegations that have been flying here and there. One of the allegation is that the former governor, mismanaged 1 billion naira.
Bukola made visit. Yes, it's monopoly.
You people are mean. You people are just mean.
That's in response to Nigeria's color coding of money. But let's think about it. Really and truly, guys. You think about it.
What's
Why
the point?
do we need to have
point?
red, green, blue, kilo wafu? Use authentic paper, put the security features in place, and just, give us good-looking currency that will stand the test of time. Especially when they are spraying it.
I thought allegedly. Thank you very much.
You know why I brought up the spraying aspect? There's an actress that was used as a scapegoat at the height of all of this.
Yeah, what even happened to that lady
thing?
Though?
She was taken to court and everything. I don't know if she was jailed or not, but I have seen several actors and actresses spray the Naira.
Nobody is doing anything about it anymore.
People are spraying money again.
We're back to
it is illegal.
We actually got, people got scared at a point. People actually did get scared at a point.
We had an event recently, my family, and of course, to not be on the wrong side of the law, we actually spent a lot of money printing dummy currencies and all of that.
It was actually a thing at a point.
To avoid the walla. But look, you see those ladies who sell money at parties, they are back.
They're back.
They're selling the money again. Now, you would never find those money.
I saw a video where someone was complaining how it is madness, the amount of money these people make. How she got to a party, it was a wedding, and she wanted to spray the couple. So she had said she had kept 100,000 naira that she wanted to spray the couple. And then she now asked them that, okay, let me transfer 100,000 to you. Like, I want cash. Like, how much? Which really and truly, the bottom line is that is buying currency, which is illegal. She now says that
except you want to buy pepper, then it's not illegal.
The person now says that her money is 175,000
for 100,000 naira.
Yes, so she's has to pay 75,000.
Transfer the 100K to the couple.
She now said that she just went to ask the bride, excuse me, can I have your account number? If it is not madness, why? Number one, everything about your business is illegal. And then you are now proud over it. Let's just be good. I have nothing to say. Anyway, talking about money, the governor of the government of Zamfara have alleged that the former governor, Matawalle, had squandered over R1 billion for abandoned hotel services center in the state. Replying to this, don't worry, the matter has not ended. That the former governor had said that Lawal Dauda, that's the governor now, had come to him when Bello Matawalle was governor, and he brought a bank that would give a loan of 30 billion. Okay, so 30 billion is not as much as 1 billion. Okay, but in the end, he connived and collected 300 million naira from the bank as commission, which was later confiscated by the EFCC.
Bukola Medubi says, why don't you just give the people the money? Must you show people you want to spray money and all of that?
Do you know that?
Yeah.
That thing kind of occurred to me. Like, why do we feel the need to actually spray money?
Yeah.
Really?
The
person, you know, it's probably even safer that because some people might see ways that people actually steal monies of other people.
Some people even go to parties for that sole purpose. Yeah. They're well dressed and everything, and they're there in front. As soon as you people start to spray like this, they are the ones that are forming, that they're helping you pick money. They are not picking. They are picking their own. They are picking their own. They are very good at it. Very good.
Do you get? So it's
so you can avoid all of that.
It really, when you really think about it, it's a kind of show off mentality. Really, I think I agree with that. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Especially
when you are now hustling to look for the cash to pay to spray the person. Really and truly, really. Anyway, so now this ping pong game, somebody squandered 1 billion. Somebody fraudulently collected 300 million. I'm not saying that any of these allegations are wrong, but does it just look like it's just deep-seated anger that maybe towards each other? Because I'm guessing these people, at some point these people were like on the same side.
Yes, they were supposed to be friends.
So,
and of course,
what's this drama about?
Yeah, according to Governor Matawalle, who spoke recently, he talked about how allegedly he also gave a contract to the now governor, who was then a businessman, but now he's governor, to give him a contract to supply. What's it called now? What's this thing called? Fertilizer.
Fertilizer, yeah.
And that, of course, the job was delayed, couldn't get money, all of that. Now, this is a guy who they allegedly declared some trillions or millions of naira as his assets.
Hey, but you already came out and said that story is not true.
But it's supposed to be very rich. But now Governor Matawalle is saying that the man could not even carry out a contract that he was given to supply fertilizer.
Wait. Whether he did the contract or not, people that don't do the contracts they're giving, is it really about the money?
People that don't do contracts, most times,
really about the money?
Most times people don't even get the contract. But when you get it, you're supposed to fund it. There's some contract that government will pay you for, like road construction now, to big renowned companies. Government will pay you for it. But if you are not that big, they would ask you to get a performance bond. There's a whole process about it. But what he is alleging now is that the man could not do the contract, that he didn't even have the funds, and that he still helped him one way or the other. And at the end of the day, when the fertilizers were supplied, he alleges, former Governor Matawalle, now minister, alleges that the current governor, who was then his friend and supplier of fertilizer, supplied fake fertilizer. It was after he had supplied it that they found out. Right. And that's the reason why he's coming for him
these
now.
Allegations. These are very heavy allegations.
Yes.
Yeah? Especially, number one is a governor. It just hit me now. The other person being accused is a minister of defense.
Yes. So the thing about it for me now
Minister of Defense.
is that
Okay.
honestly, it is time for the DSS and the EFCC and the ICPC to look into these two men. Now, the governor of Zamfara,
Allegations can't just be gist
he
flying around.
actually
It
has
can't be.
immunity, so they can't look into some of those things. And Governor Matawalle,
But does that mean they can't look into it?
Governor
They
Mat-
just won't arrest him yet.
Governor Matawalle also alleges, that when the now governor Dauda Lawal brought a bank, he facilitated a loan for the state, that the money that he made off that deal as commission was confiscated by the EFCC.
So EFCC
so there has
should
to be
come
some
out
kind
and,
of record
since EFCC
to back up what
decided was
what's
the word?
the minister Matawalle has said.
Yes.
Now, in all of this,
But how do you arrest the minister of defense?
by putting handcuffs on his hand, that's how you arrest him.
Okay.
Look, notice this now, that
Okay
in
now.
all of this, it's the people that are losing.
Yeah.
In all of this, the people of Zamfara State are losing out. If half of these stories are true, like for instance, how do you claim you spent $1 billion or whatever to build an hotel or hotel services center or whatever, and there's nothing on ground, there's nothing to show, and your own defense is that they are coming for you? The bottom line is, did you or did you not award the contract for something that does not exist?
Yeah.
How much did you pay for it? These are the issues. And at times, that's why a lot of governors want re-election, not because they really want to go back, but at times they just got something that they want to cover up.
You'll cover up. I totally agree. But at the end of the
times,
day,
allegedly,
these things end up ending like whatever immunity you would get cannot be more than 8 years. That's the max that you will get. But we will still follow all the stories and see where it's going to lead to. I hope it's just not gist, because most of the time those things, nothing ever comes out of it. But we'll see where
and the
all
people
that
of
comes from.
The people of Zamfara deserve better.
They do deserve better. And talking about money, two people are accusing a betting company of owing them 137 million naira.
Can you say the figure slowly? When it comes to big money.
137 million naira. They're saying that they played with 80 naira. I think one person was his money was 80 something million, another person was 40 something million, and they're alleging that the company has refused to pay them. That according to the company, they're saying that the staff made a mistake with the odds. I'm sorry, I don't know how betting works. I'm not saying that with any condescending, so when they talk about odds, I literally have no idea how it works. But they're saying that the odds were wrong and it was the staff that mistakenly did it. And according to a message that was sent allegedly from the company, they're saying that is in the terms and the conditions of the company that if a staff does not maybe place the odds properly or something, then the winnings do not stand.
Okay, I have questions. How do you
confirm?
How do you put that kind of clause in if you're not trying to be fraudulent? Because who knows what is the right odds or not? Because odds are things that you fix by yourself to say, based on the strength of this.
Really? It's not a computer generated thing.
The odds are like, okay.
Please explain to me, like 5. What are odds?
For instance, I'm just going to try. For instance, it's Arsenal versus I'm not going to say Brighton. Brighton is strong.
Southampton
versus Southampton or Nottingham. So the odds on Arsenal will be lower because there's every possibility that Arsenal will win.
Okay.
Now the odds for Nottingham Forest
winning the game
will be high because they might not win. So the person who bets that Nottingham will defeat Arsenal will win more money if it happens.
Okay.
It will win more. So the odds are fixed based on those kind of things.
Okay.
You get that? You stake more because when you look at it, you're like, how Nottingham Forest going to defeat the Arsenal or defeat Man City? So most people will bet that Man City will win. That's why the odds are lower, because they're most likely going to win.
So for you to bet 80 naira and win like 80 something million, it means that it
The
was a
odds
game.
were crazy.
It was a very unlikely kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it happened.
Then you win.
Eventually. So I get it, because when I first saw this, I'm like, that since it's in the terms and conditions, which we can also argue that even though we will say that who determines the terms and conditions, yeah, but number one, these odds would have been put out before. Is it anybody's fault what your staff did?
Exactly.
But the truth is, if it is in the terms and conditions, really and truly, the question is, the terms and conditions are put there so that if you are not okay with the idea, you do not put your money in it at all.
But look at this for a minute, yeah.
Because for you to do it means that you signed up for it.
A bank says in terms and conditions that if there's any mistake in the future by any of our staff, we will not be liable to it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
not
saying
that the terms and conditions make sense. I'm saying
that might be grounds.
Actually read. Okay, it might be grounds.
That might be grounds for you
the
to have
terms and conditions null and void.
Yes.
Okay.
Because what exactly are you saying? You're just basically indemnifying yourself from everything. No liability. Nothing.
Yeah.
You know. Again, the betting industry in Nigeria is valued at billions of naira. Like, if
More
you hear
like billions of dollars.
if you hear the figures that are being called, you'll be shocked. You know, I saw there's a lady that goes around pranking people, and she scribbles on a note of paper, on a piece of paper, actually, something like, would you like to do something with me? You know, blah blah blah. And when you fall for it and run after, because she gives you the note and quickly disappears. So when you run for it and follow her, you see her maybe get into a car with another guy, or she's standing next to some bulky looking guy and all of that, and she plays that prank a lot. Yeah, I've seen a couple of those videos. I think they were motivated to go to betting centers last week.
Oh, okay.
And the two guys that they went to read the note, crumpled it, and threw it away, and concentrated on their virtual betting and their sports betting. That is how powerful. Like, men would usually want, oh man, this is free, something between you and some random lady that actually propositions you for free. Like, okay, come get something for me, from me. You understand? And those two guys looked at the note, they read it and threw it away. You know why? Because their mind is on their money. Their mind is on their gambling. That's how much people are into sports betting and gambling. Like, people are so into it. And it's not even men now. It's women, it's children, it's old people. In fact, there's a pastor somewhere that will...
I never thought that we were going to talk about this thing. Because to be honest with you,
man,
the whole concept of it is irritating.
This man, every year, he predicts that these are some things that's going to happen during the year. During election,
now we have moved to ball now because
now
he's
dropping.
It's joblessness.
He's dropping games.
Said my own.
He's dropping games, and you know, he said that Luton Town was going to lose to Liverpool on Monday. When did they play this weekend? And sorry, they did not. You know, they didn't lose. So, Mr. Pastor, are you really sent by God? And will God really ask you to go into gambling? Think about it now. That even when Jesus Christ saw people buying and selling things in the temple, he said, "My house shall not be a house of and gambling." Abi?
And then you are a pastor. See, I've said it over and over again.
Oh my God.
The depths of madness that is happening in Christianity in Nigeria right now. I don't know. I kind of saw that video, like one of the videos a few days ago, and I'm like, are you serious? This is where we are now. Any which way, the bottom line is that
this is something that
I think the big
that lawyers should take up on behalf of these guys.
I really
121 million naira no be small money.
Yeah, I think that maybe the is something, maybe even the lottery commission, are they not the ones involved in all this, that they need to look into? what are the terms and conditions these companies are putting out there? Do you understand? It's not even just because of this particular person. For future, what's it called? What are the terms and conditions put out there?
Even
these agencies, are they not supposed to okay these things?
Even the Consumer Protection Agency should look into it, because these guys are they are consumers in their own way. As long as the Nigerian government has not outlawed sports betting and all these things, then I don't think that they should be left. Someone wins 121 million and you're saying a member of your staff made a mistake. That's your problem.
That's your problem. That is your problem, really and truly. But we'll see where. We hope that this matter gets to a conclusive end. Quickly before we go, let's see if we could do a bit of sports. Starting, we know that Champions League. Match day 5, if I am correct. What happened yesterday and 2 days ago, there were a lot of games, interesting games, a lot of drama as usual. But as we speak, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, and Real Sociedad have now all qualified for the round of 16. I think according to the tables, they've won. Okay, sorry, match day 4. It wasn't match day 5. They played 4 games. According to the tables, they have won their first 4 games.
4 games, so they're through.
They're through. There are a lot of people. Group A, Bayern is topping that table with 12 points. Copenhagen, who defeated Manchester United, which was a very, I don't understand what it is.
No. If you watch the game, you see, at times,
United,
don't go with results. I saw the Arsenal game. Beautiful game, but let's talk about the Man United game. So Copenhagen versus Man United. United scored 2 goals in the first half.
I saw. The funny thing is that I was watching that game. I saw the game, and then I watched a bit of it, and I saw 2-0. I'm like, okay, they're doing good, and I just went on to something else.
Ireland, their striker, who scores only in the Champions League, was the person that scored those 2 goals.
Yeah.
And he has an history with Copenhagen. I know, he even has like a cousin that was sitting on the bench who shares the same name with him. Then Mr. Rashford decided to be Mr. Rashford, and he got a red card. Now he got a red card. It's something that you could look away, but he got a red card. Bottom line is, he did get a red card, and the game
that just
changed.
messed up the whole
but it became
system.
2-2. The United actually scored back and made it 3-2. The Copenhagen made it 3-3 and 4-3. So actually, for the first time, I saw a Man United team that played well forget the result. Then I switched to the Arsenal game. I watched that one, and I'm like, man, Saka is back.
I think
Saka,
that I don't know what happened in the last 2 games, but maybe the idea of Champions League actually helped them. Whatever it is they did yesterday, whatever the team,
Saliba, White,
everybody. I think that I think they're getting to a point where they're making Emirates more like a fortress.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Whatever it is, I watched a part. I think it was Declan Rice that was talking about how the coach had told them that you can't lose 3 games in a row. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, because it was already beginning to look like a slump.
Yeah.
For Arsenal, So congratulations to them, because that was a good result.
So according to the group now, Bayern is leading with 12 points. Copenhagen and Galatasaray has 4. They have 4 points each, and United has 3 points for Group B. Arsenal has 9 points. Nobody has qualified in that group yet. PSV has 5 points. Lens has 5 points, and Sevilla has 2 points. Interestingly, I really thought that Sevilla was going to be the first to reckon with in this group. Keeping with a lot of things that they've done from Europa, I really thought that they were, but which way. Anyway, Real Madrid has also qualified in Group C with 12 points. Napoli with 7 points. I do not know what happened to Napoli yesterday, but anyway. Braga with 3 points and Union Berlin with 1 point. They literally just dashed them. Real Sociedad has also qualified with 10 points. Inter Milan was also qualified with 10 points. Salzburg with 3 points, and Benfica, Group E, Atletico Madrid has 8 points, Lazio 7 points, Feyenoord 6 points, and Celtic 1 point. Group F, Dortmund with 7 points, PSG with 6 points, Milan with AC Milan actually with 5 points, and Newcastle with 4 points. Looks like Newcastle they have been showing Newcastle that it's not Premier League. Man City also has 12 points there. RB Leipzig with 9 points. Savannah with 1 point, and Young Boys with 1 point. Barcelona has 9 points. Porto has 9 points. Shakhtar has 6 points, and Antwerp has 0 points.
All right, fantastic, right
So
there.
there's Europa today. There's definitely Europa today. So definitely we'll see where all that is going. But on that note, that is all we'll be able to take today on the bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you very, very much for watching and all the comments. We will be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. West African time to give you another wonderful edition of the bar. Do have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead.
Peace.